Wrestling fans, are you ready?
So this week we're going to talk about Low Blow's wrestling parties. He'll be back with two big events this week. First of all, they'll be sending their tributes to the Woolshed in Parnell Street. We'll be doing their 7th ever live podcast. And then obviously the weekends they'll be hosting Wrestlemania 33 at Buskers in Dublin. To tell us more about it now, joining us on the line from Low Blow's wrestling parties, Rick Nash. Rick, thank you once again for joining us here on the Kickouts.
Thanks for having me as always. Jeez, when you put it that way, I've really I think I'm only starting to realise now how much I underestimated how busy this whole process is going to be. It's really easy to announce it, but then you remember when it comes to the week that you have to actually do all the things.
Yeah. No, you said it yourself during your show. It's like Stressomania as well. So I can't imagine what you guys are going through at the moment. So
that's for the band that we have, and that I'll be playing. I'll talk about it when we're talking about Wrestlemania. But that's the unofficial name of the band, Stressomania. That's what we're calling it in there.
Awesome. So obviously, first off, you on Wednesday, 29th of March, you'll be doing your next live podcast in the Woolshed and Ned's Bar. Your final ever appearance for Low Blows for the Woolshed.
Yeah, it's really sad because we've had so many good times with the Woolshed. We just put out a tribute video there last night, and literally for the video, I had to go through like every party we've ever done there because I wanted to get like every good memory that we had pictured, and I wanted to get like as many people as well that were there involved. I think you make an appearance a couple of times at least, and there's so many like good memories we have there. We didn't want like the Royal Rumble to be the way that we left it with Woolshed because we do like the people there. It's like I was asked on the show what I miss most about Woolshed, what would I like to take with us to Buskers on the Ball, and it's the people, it's the staff. Like everything's great about the Woolshed, but the people, the staff, and the people that we work with, the friends that we made. You work at a place for a few years, you're going to make friends, and we wanted to go out in style and on our terms. And what we're doing is we're running Low Blows Live 7 and WrestleMania Table Quiz. And it's also the 3rd anniversary of the Low Blows podcast.
Cool.
So we've got a few surprises from the past 3 years on hand that I think people are going to be very excited about. And of course, on top of all of that, we have the face of OTT, Justin Shape, as our special guest.
Awesome.
And like the one thing everyone said to me, like I've only talked to Justy on Twitter and stuff like that before. I've never actually met him in person. But the one thing everyone says to me is, you know he's going to just say and do whatever he wants. You won't be able to control him. And that's exactly what I want. That's what I love about Low Blows Live. It's so literally anything can happen. Even as the host, I don't know everything that's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I can tell you from personal experience because Justy was on our show before. He is a loose cannon when he gets going, like, you know, and he has the greatest stories though. So you're in for a treat when you have him on the show. Like it'll be when you have him on the show.
And here's the thing, right? Justy is going to have pints in him. We're going to be in a pub. He's going to have pints in him by the time he comes up on stage. It's going to be half cut, Justy, too.
I suppose I was lucky. I suppose I'm lucky because I had him sober, whereas you guys don't. So
yeah, this is it. Like you retain some measure of control, but no, I'm not going to say. I doubt he's a professional guy. I doubt he's going to be.
Oh yeah, of course.
We do like to get our guests liquored up, like, you know what I mean. So it's going to be fun. I'm so excited for that. I love things like that. That's what we do at Low Blows Live. It's like we try and make it like, you know, a late night talk show but about wrestling.
Yeah.
But also I love the feeling with Low Blows that literally anything can happen. There is no safety net with our show, and that's what I love about it, and that's exactly what we're hoping to get next week in Woolshed. So like I said, to send Woolshed off in style.
Yeah, and what a way it will be to send you off in style. And obviously then, that on the weekends then, on obviously April 2nd for WrestleMania 33, you'll be making your second appearance now on Buskers in the Ball. Of course, you guys were there first to try it out with Fastlane on February, wasn't it? So
yeah, we're Fastlane. We ran like a free night. We ran it for regulars, people who went to the Royal Rumble party as well, just to kind of show them, look, there's a new venue here. It's a really, 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 really cool venue, and like, just come check it out. Make sure, like, it's your WrestleMania. We understand that we're asking people to spend their WrestleMania with us. This is the 6th WrestleMania party, and like, I'm not like tooting my own horn, but I think every party we've delivered on giving everyone a great night there. So we wanted people, but people still need to feel safe about the WrestleMania. They're like, I'm giving that night to you. I'm entrusting you with that night. So we wanted them to feel safe. So we just ran a free night for the crack. It was a bit of a loose night. Like WrestleMania is obviously going to be very different because there's so much going on. But it was a loose night just so people could kind of get comfortable in the venue. And it's our new home as well. So we wanted, so when it's our new home, it's yours and everyone else's new home as well. So we wanted people to feel at home and to kind of get comfortable so they could just see their WrestleMania there, and I think everyone did. The venue was a massive hit. Like, everyone was going crazy about it at the end of the night. I think at the start everyone was a bit quiet because it was so new, and like the venue itself is kind of new as well, so people wouldn't have had that affinity that they may have had with the Woolshed, where the Woolshed, you know what's coming. But I think by the end of the night everyone was like, nah, this is deadly. Like, there's pool tables, there's air hockey, there's shuffleboard, there's so much space for activities that some people were saying. It's class.
Yeah, because I was gobsmacked by the amount of pool tables they were there, and thinking, great, this will do us between like all the wrestling and so on. So obviously one of the more exciting parts about your party this year is the Low Blows band, or Stressamania as you guys as you called them there, will be playing as well in the night. So and there's been videos of you guys in action, like you were playing the DX team and Triple H's theme among others.
Yeah. This all literally came to me in a dream last year. I had a dream that we were doing a live podcast, and because we changed the format of our live podcast to more like an American late night talk show,
right.
I dreamt that we had like the Roots or a house band in there, and just in that bar, and I just woke up from the dream laughing. But then I'm like, how class would it be if we actually had a house band? And then, I started to go, but what if the bands played wrestling songs? And what if it was that WrestleMania? And then literally I got so excited about the idea that on the next podcast we did, I announced that we were going to do it. Because I knew that I'd back out. I knew it was such a big project. If I didn't announce it publicly, I'd back out of it because I get scared because there's so much work to do. We were inundated with people who applied to be a part of the band, and we got some seriously talented musicians. But I think people felt for the past few months that until this week they kind of felt like, well, I don't know, it's still a band playing their first gig, it mightn't be great, maybe it's a bit self-indulgent. But I think when people saw the videos, they're like, oh my God, these guys can play. And we've had a few people now as we're getting closer to WrestleMania, like we recorded our podcast there last night with David Kent, our Raw Fast Forward co-host, sitting in with us, and he was going crazy for it. He's like, oh my God, this is class. Like, we have a full set. Like, this is not like just a few songs like for the crack. This is a full concert that people are going to get throughout the night. Awesome. It's going to go on over 2 hours. And we have like medleys, we have so many different genres, we have like rap, rock, metal, we have funk, we have a bit of even European cheesy house. So I won't give away any spoilers with the songs we have, but we even have a sax section. We have like a jazz section there.
Aaron,
so there's so much going on. It's going to be absolutely class. And like, that's just, as far as I'm concerned, the gig alone, for what you pay for gigs in town, that's probably worth a tenner as it is, but you get so much more for what you're getting for coming to, and that includes, by the way, a free ticket to Low Blows Live. If you have a WrestleMania party ticket, you get a ticket automatically to Low Blows Live. It's free with the ticket.
It's awesome. So as I said, like, it's really a bargain when you think about it. Not only are you getting like a great gig with like wrestling tunes, but the actual wrestling itself and all the stuff you're getting in between. It really is a bargain when you think about it at just over €10, isn't it? So
exactly.
So obviously then the WrestleMania and the NXT Orlando is coming up as well. Do you have any initial thoughts going into WrestleMania or NXT in particular of what will go down?
Yeah. I think Nakamura is coming up on Monday night. I think that's going to be the big revelation. In terms of WrestleMania, there's some good value to be had out there. We're only looking on Raw and Fast Forward this week at like the odds that have been released and the early odds, and there's some heavy favourites where I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm not 100% sure he's winning. For example, Goldberg is like 6-1. Now, it seems like Brock Lesnar is set up to win, but then you hear that he's the massive favourite. Vince likes being unpredictable, and Goldberg has apparently just re-signed the contract for more dates after WrestleMania.
Oh, is that right?
So who's to say that? Yeah, apparently it just came out during the week that he's going to be sticking around for as kind of a Brock Lesnar special attraction. So I think it's worth a punt in the same way that Brock Lesnar was worth a punt against The Undertaker a few years ago. When you're getting great odds like that. As well, Bray Wyatt is, like, Randy Orton's the heavy favourite in that match against Bray Wyatt. Is that really the case? Because, like, I look at that as they're finally giving Bray his big WrestleMania win. Like, that's the way I look at it. Anyway, why does Randy Orton need to beat Bray Wyatt? There's some great odds to be had as well. Seth Rollins, heavy favourite against Triple H. I don't see it that way. I think they're setting up a stable with, like, Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. They're not even trying to be quiet about it. I think they're setting that whole thing up, and I think Triple H is probably going to win that match with interference. I also have Finn Balor, like, to come back at WrestleMania and cost Seth Rollins and become a part of that stable.
Yeah.
So, like, there's some great odds to be had out there. There's some great offers if people want to get value and maybe earn some money. I don't think it's predictable. And I think looking at the card as well, it's one of those cards kind of like WrestleMania 31 where we don't realise how good the card is until we actually see it in play. Because, like, 90% of the matches are big matches featuring main event level stars. Like, that are well built up as well.
That's a good point. When you think about it, like WrestleMania 31, it has like all these unpredictable matches, which end up being a fantastic card. One of the better WrestleManias when you look back, compared to last year's, which had that star power, it had that attraction, but the quality wasn't as good, in fact, as the year before. Like, so you make a good points there. Like, so it's definitely intriguing to see what happens.
And if you think about last year's as well, like it was like. Do you remember the injury crisis? We don't speak about that much because it just gets forgotten about. But that was half the roster was injured last year, so you kind of have to give them a pass on last year's WrestleMania, like, because if you don't have the roster, it's going to be lackluster. You know what I mean? And then they made a few mistakes as well by going too long. The Rock segment, the Roman Reigns Triple H was a disaster. So last year's was a bust, but I think this year is going to be back to form. I think this is a serious sleeper for a great WrestleMania.
I think you might be right there. And the only place you can see it, of course, will be on April 2nd on Buskers at the Bar, along with the live podcast that will take place in Ned's Bar, Woolshed, at March 29th. Tickets are available on eventbrite.ie. Rick, thank you so much as always for coming on the Kickout. All the best and more next week. I can imagine the work you must have from here between now and then for the whole thing. But best of luck to you and everybody in Low Blows, and we hope to have you on again soon.
Always a pleasure. And before I go, guys, just a reminder, if you get onto our Twitter at #LowBlows, your very own host of the Kickout Live, Dave Bandana, aka Dave Cullen, is in our Lowe's Foot of the Year competition, and he needs your vote. So I'm not picking favourites. You just had me on your show, so I'm going to plug you. Vote for Dave.
I very much appreciate it, Rick. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.